What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Okay, today I want to talk about Oshey, Flaco, all right, and Tariq Nasheed, all right, Flaco, Flaco, or poetic Flaco, or whatnot, right? And I know you guys heard me, say some disparaging things about poetic Flaco in the past because, I think he's a Liberian American, and he went over there to Adam 22 and he cooned, and he promoted the worst elements of the black culture in order to make his money with the white man, right? And I've, criticized him for that in the past, right? But ever since Flaco, I don't know if he left No Jump or whatever, he started doing his own thing. And, I started to reevaluate this Flaco guy, right? I've been watching his show. I'm subscribed to him. And I watch him. He's very, very crisp and clean presenting. He has talent. He has charisma, right? He's entertaining, and he talks about interesting topics, right? I like him better on his own. I don't like him on that white supremacist slave master show. That shit bothers me. I'm a real black man, all right? It shit bothers me. But I understand that everybody's not a pro-black, pan-African warrior on the fucking front lines fighting against white. Some inside the house, there's other shit that people do to entertain themselves. And so celebrity gossip and all that shit, is something that entertains us. And it's okay to people to be in those fields. And I think that Flaco has done a great job within that genre entertaining. Because if I'm watching him, clearly I'm watching him for a reason, right? And so he's kind of doing the same thing that Oshey Jackson does, but doing it in a different way, right? And I've noticed that as of late, Flaco and Tariq Nasheed has bumped heads. Now, Tariq Nasheed is the leader of the xenophobic hate group called FBA, right? And I guess Flaco and Tariq Nasheed kind of get into it because I guess Sneeko, the other mixed mulatto who's confused about what he is, who he is, what he want to be, he said the word FBA, and using that as an argument against somebody else in an argument, right? And so some people have issue with that. But right now, you got all the YouTube gossipers talking about each other, right? Oshey, YouTube gossiper. Flaco, YouTube gossiper. Tariq Nasheed, YouTube troll gossiper, or whatever, right? And so for this argument, I'm actually on Flaco's side, right? Because Flaco, first of all, as of late, the Chud the Builder thing, he's letting us know that when it comes to real shit, he knows what side he's supposed to be on. Black, right? And even though we as black people fight all the time about various different shit, when it comes to that black-white shit, when it comes to that racism shit, we all pause and we get on code and we, put foot to ass. And Flaco has been doing that. All right? Not gonna lie. Just off his own strength, he been doing it. And making a bag, too. God, I'm jealous. I ain't gonna lie. I'm fucking jealous. All right? I need to make that Flaco money. Right? So, I guess because Oshey makes a whole bunch of videos. You know how he does. Oshey, he'll pick a target. If something happen, he gonna make 1,000 videos on it. That's his mode of operation, right? So I guess he's been getting some criticism, as Oshey has been on a tangent talking about all these other grifters in the black community, all these like Anton Daniels and various other people who are hypocrites, right? And so people been calling him out, and I've been seeing it. People been calling him out, and y'all have heard me kind of say the same thing. How is it that you can call out these other people for what they're doing, even though it seemingly you had a good relationship or a cordial relationship with them in the past? But when it comes to Tariq Nasheed, who does exactly the same thing, you give him a pass. So he made a video trying to explain himself. I honestly believe his excuse was terrible. It wasn't a compelling excuse to say why you're not criticizing Tariq Nasheed, because that makes him a hypocrite, because you could critique Anton Daniels, who he was very cool with and had a somewhat of a personal relationship, but that didn't stop him from making 4,568 videos about him to get to the bag, right? Didn't stop him. He was able to, even though he said he, had no personal problems with Anton Daniels, that didn't stop him from, critiquing him on where he's wrong, right? But yet Oshey won't critique Tariq Nasheed where he is wrong, right? He gives Tariq Nasheed lots of praise. But I'm wondering, outside of the pseudo-intellectual historical videos he's made, what has Tariq Nasheed ever done? What culture is he moving other than a name FBA he invented? His biggest cheerleader can be argued to be Oshey Duke Jackson. If it wasn't for Oshey Duke Jackson, how many people would really hear about Tariq Nasheed outside of YouTube? Oshey seems to be his biggest promoter. Now, me, being, since I'm a YouTuber and understanding the algorithm and how shit works, I believe personally, I don't think Oshey is afraid of Tariq Nasheed trying to re-roast him. Because Oshey, he has a technique that he uses in order to combat criticism. Oshey talks shit about himself. All right? He uses self-deprecating criticism of himself to the point to where if you talk shit about him, well, he done already fucking said it. So you're not really getting him. It's a good technique that Oshey uses to combat criticism because Oshey makes a living criticizing others. So he has to prepare some kind of armor. So his armor is he'll talk about himself being ugly. He'll talk about himself being a trick. He'll talk about his balding. He'll talk about all the things that people would stereotypically look at him and say, well, look at you. Look at that. He'll talk about it. Therefore, if you talk about it, well, fuck, he already talked about it. Therefore, fuck you mean. He's managed to get to that point. So if Tariq Nasheed were to go on him, what the hell could Tariq say that Oshey has not already said about himself? Absolutely nothing, right? I believe absolutely nothing. So I don't think Oshey is afraid of Tariq Nasheed as far as like, oh my God, he's going to ruin me, right? I think, right, and his excuse was he listened to street media, which is crazy because I think when I looked in the street media, all right, the guy from Panama, it's from Guyana, all right, the Cuban Guyana dude pretending to be a FBA, all right, the Cuban Guyana dude, which is Tariq Nasheed's boy, his best friend, they cool and all that stuff. I know this. But Tariq Nasheed's boy, who's from Guyana, all right, Guyana and Cuba, all right, who is definitely not a FBA based off Tariq Nasheed's example, right? Because if Drake's not FBA, then street media is not FBA. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Tariq is the leader because he sets the standards and the definitions for what it means to be FBA and a tether and all that shit, right? I know he likes to say he's not the leader, but he does. He's the leader. And everybody else who follows FBA say he's not the leader because as the leader, he says he's not the leader. So as they follow him, they say he's not the leader because he's the leader. And he's told them to tell them, he's not the leader, right? Even though every FBA video starts off with Tariq said, Tariq says. So Oshey said his reason for not talking about Tariq is because his friend, Street Media, said stop talking about Tariq because he's pushing conversations forward. He's pushing the movement forward. But my question is, what movement is he pushing for? Because there's no movement. Delineation, what action does delineation take? What benefit does delineation have other than making yourself a smaller, lesser, ineffective group? What has Tariq Nasheed and FBA accomplished? They had one rally where they had a bunch of Pan-Africans speaking, right, about Pan-African unity at the FBA rally the one time he threw it. And I was there for that, by the way. All Pan-Africans and then Tariq Nasheed, right? But no action after the rally. But they made some money because there's a whole bunch of booths out there of FBA selling shit, right? So outside of Tariq making money selling shirts, hats, and flags and shit, what has Tariq actually done, Oshey Duke Jackson, to push it forward to where Street Media, your boy, can call you and say, hey, Oshey, don't talk about Tariq. And you, Oshey, will listen to Street Media and say, okay, I won't criticize nothing that that Tariq Nasheed does, even though it's clearly obvious that he's doing exactly the same things that you, Oshey, criticize other people for doing. I'm just saying, it's so obvious, right? I mean, it's so obvious that I'm watching other YouTubers come out of nowhere. They're making content on Oshey. Now, Oshey is a target. He had this one African guy targeted him, but that guy was so goddamn boring and dead and flat. He was a coon-ass Republican African anyway, so his shit had no motion, right? But now I'm starting to see people that got a little motion talk and call Oshey Duke Jackson out on his hypocrisy. Because Oshey should know, he's smart enough to know that Tariq Nasheed is a grifter. I know he's smart enough to know Tariq Nasheed is a grifter. Because when he was criticizing Tariq Nasheed, it will be the same criticism that he should have right now. So he does have criticism for Tariq Nasheed. There are things that Oshey could say about Tariq Nasheed, but he won't do it. And that excuse he gave is bullshit. Let me tell you why Oshey, and I could be wrong, but I don't believe that I am wrong. Let me tell you why Oshey won't talk about Tariq Nasheed. This is what I believe. It may not be true, all right, but this is what I believe based off my observation. Okay, on YouTube, you have certain different levels of subscribers, right? Like my subscribers are intelligent. My subscribers are smart like me. My subscribers, when they come to my channel, they like to engage in high level conversations about real world issues. All right. Oshey Duke Jackson subscribers and Tariq subscribers are not those kind of subscribers. Oshey Duke Jackson subscribers and Tariq Nasheed's subscribers are the kind of people that are entertained by flashing lights and exorbitant reactions. These are the kind of people who they're entertained by low vibrational entertainment. They're entertained by corny jokes. They're entertained by bright lights and cut scenes, and their attention spans are very short, and they have they're not the most intelligent of all possible subscribers, right? And so these people are very gullible and susceptible to any kind of hip-hoppity African culture drama and beef. These are the ones that watch all the reality show. Like, these are the ones. They are stimulated by low vibrational content, all right? Anybody who watches Tariq Nasheed and can look at Tariq Nasheed and say, that's a leader, that's someone I can follow, I value his words, those people are low vibrational, low informational people. Because Tariq Nasheed is not that smart. He can come off as somewhat intelligent, but when put to the test, when confronted with other intelligent people, he fails every single time, right? So those who are impressed by Tariq Nasheed, which are people who are not impressive themselves in real world. There's not one impressive person who's impressed by Tariq Nasheed. Not one. Not one. That's why if you notice Tariq Nasheed, for his supposed celebrity status, you don't see him around any current regular mainstream celebrities. You see him around celebrities who used to be celebrities and they're burnt out, or they got old and they're phased out, or, you know, he got scraps and shit. He can get Vivica or some shit. He can get like those type people who ain't doing nothing. They'll take a check that he can get cut from FBA, like that type of shit, right? Tariq Nasheed is an old school hustler. Old school hustler, and any black person worth their salt can recognize that, right? But there's a lot of black people who don't recognize that. There's a lot of black people who look at Adam 22 as somebody who should they take advice from and consider valuable, right? Anybody who goes on Adam 22 channel, every single one of them are not valuable individuals. All of them are grifting, low-level, low-vibrational people who are getting to the bag because there are people who are even more low-level than them, less educated than them, who are excited about just seeing somebody on TV. You understand? So Oshey Duke Jackson understands that his content is celebrity junk, talking shit about celebrities, paparazzi, gossip, right? The people who are entertained by celebrity, people who cares about what the hell some female rapper is doing in her private time, those people who live vicariously through hating on celebrities who they can't be like, those people watch people like Oshey Duke Jackson so they can all collectively hate on famous people who are successful, right? People who enjoy that type of drama and deprecating content, right? They don't got a lot going on up here. They're emotionally reactive, and they do that. But guess what else they do? They spend money. And they come back and they're loyal, right? Just like MAGA. MAGA's loyal. They're idiots, but they're loyal because idiots will follow a leader that they deem as intelligent and as a leader. So the idiots follow Tariq. The idiots bring money. There are a lot of idiots. Oshey Duke Jackson is an intelligent man. He understands that idiots are the ones who cares about what the hell some female rapper was talking about or their relationships. Oshey Duke Jackson understands completely that idiots are interested in the shit that he talks about as far as celebrity junk, because it's junk. It's in the name. Celebrity junk is junk, meant to be consumed by people who enjoy and value junk. All right? All right, so his base, the way he makes his money, is to keep the idiots happy. Just so happens idiots like Tariq Nasheed. Therefore, why would Oshey Duke Jackson, as a man of the media, as a person who makes his living off of celebrity junk, why would he alienate his subscriber base who are clearly connected to Oshey and love and value Oshey? So I believe Oshey don't want to fuck up the bag, so he refuses to talk about FBA. Hashtag FBA. He says hashtag because you know if you say hashtag, it connects. Oshey is very smart. He knows exactly what he's doing, right? So his excuse for street media, bullshit. Oshey is his own man. So telling me that some man told you not to do it, you just listen to him off the break. Okay, if that's the case, you just listen to people. You stop. You need to criticize Tariq Nasheed. Be a man, Oshey Duke Jackson, and criticize Tariq Nasheed. Keep the same energy, Oshey, and criticize Tariq Nasheed. If you don't, you're a hypocrite. Period. Now, I'm a man telling you that. So if you don't do it, that's bullshit. Your excuse is bullshit because you just said, you know what I'm saying? You just said that street media somehow convinced you with his pedigree. You know, the pedigree of being a Pan-African from Guyana, because his people's from Guyana. Because he said he's from Guyana. And then when I called him out for being from Guyana, the dude made a whole hour-long video proving that he's from Guyana, and that his other, on top of that, his other people from Cuba, which makes him not FBA, which makes him the enemy of Tariq Nasheed. But that guy told you not to talk about Tariq Nasheed because he loved Tariq Nasheed so much, right? And so you decided, I'm not going to talk about and criticize Tariq Nasheed, which is a xenophobic, hate cult leader who is dividing the black community, but you call yourself a Pan-African, but all your content is skewed towards division within the black community, Oshey Duke Jackson. I'm just saying, all your content, there's not one, I mean, all your content, I'm not going to say not one, but all Oshey's content, if you pay attention to it, low key, dry snitching, he be, every video is all about what we shouldn't do. Like, okay, Africans shouldn't unite. Why? Because there's problems. Okay, there's problems, you know, and we should unite to fix those problems. But Oshey don't want to fix problems. He wants to perpetuate the problems and the divisions that exist and say that's the reason why we shouldn't unify. I believe whatever version of Pan-Africanism and pro-black Oshey keep talking about, I believe that his version is absolutely incorrect, ineffective, and does not work. Respectively. I believe that my view, in the way I view things, my ideology, my Pan-Africanism, I believe mine's works. Because it makes sense, because it's about unification. His is about disunity, distrust, and looking at the problem and saying that the problem is the reason why we can't improve, instead of saying the problem, this problem that we have, we need to improve, and these are the steps we need to take to improve it, right? People like Tariq Nasheed and the like, they complain about the problems, but they don't have any solutions for the problems. They don't say, this is the problem, this is my solution for the problem, this is what we all should do to fix the problem, right? If you have a criticism about something, usually you have a solution for it. But these people make money off complaining about the problem, but they don't have solutions to the problem. But there's a lot of money in that because most people are idle in their sheeps. They don't mind being sheeps and being led to new greener pastures, what they deem as greener pastures. They're not looking out for the big bad wolf walking around the goddamn herd. You understand what I'm saying? You know, so they're not wolves, and these content creators are wolves, and they see these sheep, and they know how to corral, and they know how to herd these sheep, bring them to what they believe is greener pastures in order to take advantage of them. And that's what I believe all of these, the Osheys, the Flacos, the Adam 22s, the three, all of they're really doing. All right, they're for show. All right, it's all for show. It's all about keeping your subscribers coming back to your channel. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. Right, my channel is about Pan-Africanism, win, lose, or draw. Their channel is about making money. So when it comes to making money, if I was Oshey doing what Oshey was doing, I would not say a word about Tariq. Matter of fact, Oshey is doing exactly what he should do, and not say a word about Tariq. Because if he does talk shit about Tariq, all of what we call FBA will go against Oshey. Because the criticism about Oshey is, well, you're in Africa. How are you going to tell us not to go to Africa? You're in Africa. You're in Africa talking shit about Africans. Why in Africa? You're enjoying the trappings and the benefits of being in Africa while telling everybody not to come to Africa. Like people are paying attention to these videos. I'm watching the comment section. Like it is very contradictory. All right. But people are getting smarter and they're paying attention. They can see it. And that's why Oshey had to come out and make a video about it. Because listen, if it wasn't that important, Oshey would have made a video about it. If it wasn't getting to him that people are saying that he's scared of Tariq Nasheed, then he wouldn't have made a video about it. But clearly he's heard it enough to where he felt like he had to address it. Now, Tariq Nasheed, he is in fact at the top of the grifting hierarchy, right? He is at the top. He's the #1 piece of shit, xenophobic, hateful grifter. And anybody else who's also grifting or trying to get a bag off his clout, they're not going to talk shit about him, right? But at some point, Tariq would go down because there's plenty of people coming out, like myself, like many others, who are respected, by the way, and we all have similar criticism of Tariq. And if you got everybody saying the same shit about Tariq from different sectors of society, clearly we're right. I'm saying the same shit Flaco's saying. And me and Flaco don't come from the same side of any goddamn town at all. At all. And if me and Flaco are in agreement, clearly there's a triangulation. There is a consensus that Tariq Nasheed and his FBA is a xenophobic hate cult like I've been and many other YouTubers, social media, TikTokers have been saying. And anybody supporting Tariq Nasheed is clearly grifting for a bag. It's clear. No matter what your personal perspective, all right, no matter what you think you're saying, like the whole world is seeing, we're all seeing the same shit. And we're all coming up to the same conclusions outside of the grifters who don't seem to think that the rest of us are coming to the same conclusion. But nature will pan itself out. Because the thing is, shit gets old in the black community, right? You kissing somebody's ass, right, gets old after a while because it becomes noticeable, right? And somebody like Tariq Nasheed, he's very akin to Donald Trump. You can be loyal to Tariq Nasheed, but he will never be loyal to you. Tariq will throw Oshey under the bus if it's a bag for him. Tariq has never showed or displayed that he has any care or kinship for Oshey. He only gave him that one warning. Don't poke the bear, you too easy. That's what he said. Don't poke the bear, you too easy, right? And I don't think Oshey want to mess up the bag any further than it's already messed up because the algorithm got everybody jacked up right now. Oshey not getting the same spins he used to get, even though Oshey just made a video about somebody else not getting the same spins they used to get. But I'm like, bro, you not getting the same spins you used to get either. Nobody is because the algorithm changed. They don't share your shit with the people who subscribe to you. It's that simple. Everybody's making content about it, but it is what it is. But let's not pretend like everybody know Oshey is irrational when it comes to Tariq Nasheed. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. It's so obvious. Oshey is the only person who's convinced that Tariq Nasheed is some person to be valued. And I don't think he believes that shit. I think Oshey believes that Tariq Nasheed's a piece of shit, but he's a piece of shit he can make some money off of. That's for sure. That's for sure. But yeah, nah, that's some bullshit. Oshey excuse some bullshit. That's bullshit. It's about the money. It's about the money, right? And that's just what it is, right? So yeah, Oshey had his video. Flaco's doing his thing. I like Flaco. Like, I wanted not to like Flaco. I ain't gonna lie, because I was like, look at this motherfucking librarian American coming over here, perpetuating the worst elements of my African American community. I don't like that shit, right? But he has evolved out of that, and he got his own thing going on, and he's doing pretty good, and he's very entertaining, very charismatic, very clean show, very precise, so I like him. I put him in the category of an entertainer, not as somebody I'm gonna take like serious for any serious information. I'm not going to Flaco, Poetic Flaco for like making life decisions or nothing like that. But, I go for him to entertain myself in between me learning about, what it is that's going on in this world, right? And so that's just what it is. So it's crazy that I find myself on the same side as Flaco, between Flaco, Tariq Nasheed, and Oshey. And Oshey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You're literally the only guy defending Tariq to this level. It's so obvious. Everybody can see it. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if y'all, I don't know. He got something on you. Well, that bag must be real motherfucking good, bro. Because Flaco made 122,000 talking about Chud. I ain't never made no shit like that. Listen, let me get a couple of them goddamn months, boy. My whole life will change if I get some shit like that. Maybe I need to start getting on this celebrity gossip. That's where I'm in the wrong business. I'm in the wrong sector, YouTube. This whole pro-black, pan-African shit, that shit don't pay. All right, talking shit about celebrities, that shit pays. Obviously, I'm in the wrong motherfucking business. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think in the comment section. This is Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
shape of your nose? Who taught you to heat the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach? Who taught you to heat yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan!
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.